6 years ago, this church family had big dreams. We dreamed about a fellowship hall that was large enough to seat 200 people comfortably, and a wonderful kitchen to go along with it. We dreamed of enhancing the sanctuary, and especially the chancel area, so that we could accommodate the bell choir and the choir and even more people. We dreamed of a parlor and an expanded library, and many more Sunday school classrooms for our children and for our youth, with permanent youth facilities. And you know what? We made those dreams come true. And when you look back at where we were and what we had and what we have now, it's exciting again. We're in a position to move forward. Our ministry has doubled beyond our wildest dreams. So let's get excited again and press forward.
In 1850, Reverend Edmund McKinney and several other Presbyterians met in the Omaha and Otoe Indian Mission Building on the eastern edge of Bellevue to create the first permanent church in the state of Nebraska. Soon the Native Americans moved to reservations and their mission building became a hotel. A new minister later came, the Reverend William Hamilton, and he arrived to direct the building of the first church structure in the state of Nebraska, the building in which we sit today.
My name is George Thompson. I go back in this church quite a long time, back to the old church that's down on Franklin Street. And the things I remember about that church is that it was probably the center of town for a lot of events because it had the big auditorium and space. We had growing pains. We seemed to have Sunday school classes all over the building and some across the street in Robert's Drug Store, and it got to the point where space was a problem. So some of the church said, well, we need to build a new building, and some of the church says, let's expand the building where it's at. And this went on. There was a little controversy at that time, but the final vote by the people was, let's build a new building. And that's when the church was built up on the hill here at 1220 Bellevue Boulevard South.
I'm Brian Steffen, and I'm one of many people who helped with the first enlargement of the church in the 90s, and then again at the beginning of the new millennium. Looking back at the first phase, we had a list of everything that needed to be done, from eliminating the coat room by the front door. So we also built the bell tower that now holds the bell from the old church on Franklin, and it calls us to worship on Sundays and calls the neighborhood to worship as well. We basically finished all of that and promptly paid off those mortgages. And as a matter of fact, we had a great celebration burning the mortgage out in front of the church one Sunday after worship service. And we're looking forward to doing the same thing when we complete our goal on this second construction.
The congregation, certainly for the first 50 years of its life in this building, accomplished great things. What we found over the last few years is that we've looked back, now that we have this additional space, and wondered, gee, how did that congregation exist and do all the ministry that it did for those first 50 years? Because we certainly struggled to find out how we could be doing the ministry we're doing today without the added space and the renovated space that we're enjoying. So it's been a real blessing to the staff and to a growing children's and youth program, a growing mission program to have these added facilities and improved facilities working on our behalf and on God's behalf in our community.
Opening up Fellowship Hall has allowed us to host dinners of a different magnitude, groups of a different magnitude. Oh, I think you can do more outreach for sure. Take your spaghetti dinner. If we had been here and my office was part of the old kitchen, we used to, just to do the love dinner, have to go out into the narthex to get all the tables.
But anyway, the other suggestion that I have, and do this if you want to. If you don't want to, you know, we're Presbyterians, we do whatever we want. I don't know if that's true. I just made that up, really. It's been suggested that one person could carry 2 plates easily because, you know, they're not heavy. And if you feel comfortable doing that, that would cut the traffic and the logistics in half. 50% reduction in logistics is a good thing. So would you go ahead and start over there, please? And then we'll work our way over this way.
And now we can easily do 150 to 200 people, and that's really not even cramming yet. The spaghetti dinners are great. It used to just be here, something in the congregation. We have now extended it out into Bellevue at large, and people come from all over to support things. I think we could do more ministry in our Hispanic community, dinners, shared things. Why not cross-denominational church activities that we open up and host? I think it's only as limited as our imaginations for what we could hold.
Started out in 75, I got in with the deacons and we did a little cooking in the kitchen, and we had 2 old ovens, kind of a hodgepodge of stuff. As I remember, there was a dishwasher that was very similar to the one you have in your house. It takes about 15 minutes to run. So we had trouble doing large groups, and we started the Love Dinner about 25 years ago. We tried cooking for 160 people, and we had trouble doing dishes and cooking for that many people because the ovens, the hardest part of preparation was turning the ovens on and waiting the hour for them to heat. Prison ministries, retirement ceremonies, it doesn't matter what you do, we can do groups to 200 and not even blink an eye. This kitchen has been designed with the stoves that we have, the dishwasher that instead of 15-minute cycle does a cycle in 1 minute. That makes a lot of difference to the way we can efficiently handle things. This is at the right level now for people to use. You don't have to lift the dishes into the dishwasher. It's a slide through. And all around the table are plugs, so if we want to use a bunch of crock pots or something, we have that all wired in. So it kind of comes back to the kitchen. We can host groups in here. Again, the prison ministries banquet, the blue and gold wagon wheel banquet for scouts. That all has been possible because of this addition.
As I think back to what it was like when we had the old chancel to what it is now, my mind just races. It looked wonderful. It looked traditional. It looked the way an old Presbyterian church would look. But we've improved so much on that. With the changes to the chancel to basically create a stage that we can move things around, move the chairs around, the pulpit, the lectern, the piano around, to allow for the bell choir and the choir to be up there at the same time. The nice thing is we're positioned for the future. Again, we can just, with minor additions, we can grow even more. We don't know what tomorrow holds, but I think we're in a position that we can grow, and we have to thank those that came before us and thank them for their foresight and their stepping out on faith on this journey and getting us prepared for that.